Hey, so what was breast augmentation like for me? Well, I want to tell you about it. So, remember to like the video, subscribe, click the little bell so you get the alerts when I post new topics. So, what was top surgery for me? A D. Check it out. So, what was my top surgery experience like? Well, I'm going to describe it to you. It really isn't a bad surgery to have. It's a very typical one for a lot of trans women. And we all want to feel like we blend in the world, don't we? And there's a lot of things that kind of surround it that aren't just medical, that are really difficult to decide. What size? All of these kinds of things. And you'll have your friends giving you tons of advice. Both cisgender female and your trans friends will have lots to say about the size and type of breasts that you're supposed to get. My best advice is you go with what you want. Don't let people influence you to a degree that changes what you do for you. If you want nice, small, perky, absolutely blend in with your slim little figure breasts, you get them. That's what you should have. If you want big, absolutely vivacious breasts with lots of cleavage, because that's what you've always just envisioned yourself as, that's what you should do as well. And everyone's going to tell you the same thing. Oh my gosh, they're going to give you back problems. And oh goodness, they're going to be so big and you'll be out of place. Well, you might get noticed a bit more, but maybe that's what you want too. So you really have to do what you want for you. My entire goal was to blend in with the populace. So for me, I just wanted to be as close to what I would have been born with naturally. Actually, that would probably be a little bigger than what I got. Mom was kind of big. So I went sort of middle ground, a little bigger than middle ground by a notch. And I could have gone another notch higher. But I ended up in a big C, small d. And the biggest thing is it's a pain in the butt to buy bras when you're that size. So I might have actually opted to go up one more 50cc notch and fit really nice in a D. If I could go back and do it again, I might do that. But I decided to go under the muscle with silicone gel implants, and they're not really shaped. They're not profiled. They're just what Kaiser provides. And to be honest, they're very nice. And in most trans women experience, you're going to know that they're a little off to the side. They're not going to be nice and perfect in the center with a great big line of cleavage up the front because you're not cisgender female with that great big mass of soft tissue that provides that really easily when you sling them in a bra. That's okay. Plenty of girls are built just like me, and I'm not worried about it. And closing in on 50, I've actually got some pretty nice ones. So a lot of my cisgender female friends often comment about how nice and perky they are. And honestly, I was wanting to just blend in, so that's not exactly my goal. But having new breasts is kind of going to be the having new breasts experience, so that's what you go with. And I'll apologize now for my hoarse voice. I'm still recovering from vocal surgery, so every now and then it just kind of wears me down. The surgery was like this. I went to a post-op meeting with the surgeon months in advance of the scheduled surgery. We discussed everything. He brought a few different implants out and I looked at them. And we put them under a soft bra. It had a fabric bra, which was not a sports bra and not a regular bra. It was a Hanes fabric bra that worked really well. In fact, he really loved it. He said, this is the best one I've ever seen that any client has ever brought in. I think I got it at Avenue. I forget exactly what it was, but there's different ones. Just a fabric bra. That way it gives you the most possibilities for natural breast placement. We tried 350, 400, and 450 sizes, milliliters. And since I was going under the muscle, I took the gown and kind of pulled it across to simulate muscle tissue, bringing the implant down. And at 450, they felt the most natural. I liked them the best. I could have gone to 500, I did it again, maybe I would. Hard to say. You have to be in that situation. And so we made that decision. Then months went by and I went to surgery. And it was interesting. There is a video a ways back where I go through all the process and you can check out all of those. But I didn't really have any big anxiety. I had a little when I was laying there and getting ready for surgery because it had been a long time since I'd had a surgery. And I was in a motorcycle wreck a long time ago and went through a million surgeries. So I was worried that I was going to have a little bit of surgery PTSD, but I was fine. No big deal. We went in there, they got everything ready. They put me out and I woke up all bandaged really tight. And I was talking to my friends. I slept off the anesthesia because I don't like the way it feels. And then once I was ready to go, we went home. I was instructed not to lift anything for a long time. That's very important. And, you really need to do that. And I'll tell you why. At some point along the way, I've realized that the right breast, right down below the muscle, and I know you can't see that, right down below the muscle, I think it snuck out ever so slightly. So I have to go have the surgeon look at it. We might have to do a revision where he sews the muscle down or something, I'm not sure. But I went to work right away and started doing a lot of things and probably was lifting things way in advance of when I should. And I do remember trying to carry groceries up the steps to my apartment the night before I realized I think something felt funny. So, and that was maybe a month or so afterwards. That's so on me. That is so my fault. So, listening to the instructions post-care is very important. They also have 2 little incisions right below the breast, and they sew them up and put a piece of tape on them. Actually, I don't think they sew them up. They just had Steri-Strip tape on them. And you're just supposed to let that wear off. Don't itch them, don't mess with them. And I did just that. I let them wear off. And the scars are actually not that big or obtrusive, and they're just fine. So that was a very, very easy way for me to go. My other option would have been to go saline implant under gland over the muscle, and that might have made them a bit softer and easier to get up into the middle for cleavage. I don't know for certain because I didn't do that, but I have friends that have, and they seem to be able to do that a little better, and it's a little different. But the under muscle saline or silicone gel is working really, really well for me. And other than lifting something when I shouldn't have before I should have, that's my fault, right? Recovery was really easy. I was just sore. I started taking just Tylenol and ibuprofen in a matter of days. I don't think I needed any of the heavy-duty pain meds at all. But I was taking them as instructed until I realized I'm not really in pain, so maybe I don't need to take them. I stopped, and I was fine. So I was just really sore and didn't really have any big pain, so it was a very easy surgery for me, other than I wasn't really listening to the doctor as much as I should have, and I may be paying the price, so I'll go back for a revision. If a revision is necessary, well, you just do what you need to do. It's no big deal. They're part and parcel for surgeries. And I know I've been through pelvic surgery, knee surgeries, wrist surgeries, elbow surgeries, you name it. Had my pelvis reconstructed, had my spine worked on and screwed to my pelvis, and I'm doing pretty darn well, even though my right leg doesn't all work. I get around and I walk and I do my thing, even though I'm limping, and it's no big deal. There were lots of revisions there. There was a hernia revision that popped up, and a second hernia revision that popped up, and lots of things. Things happen. It's no big deal. You deal with them and you move on. Anyway, that was my experience. It wasn't that bad. And my 450 milliliter Ds are pretty okay. I like them just fine. They seem to fit me really well, and they help me blend in to a degree where nobody's ever going to know. And I've kind of given up telling anybody because it's just, I want to be myself. So that's my experience. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. Please leave me some comments or ask some questions if I didn't fill in the blanks for you. I know that was a big glossed over way of experience, but I would love to answer questions. So leave me some comments down there. Ask me some questions. I'd love to answer them for you. And as always, click the bell, click the links that get you to subscribe, and put the little bell in the subscription so that you get notifications when I'm posting. And please, I really want to see a thumbs up. I'm dying to see thumbs ups because it lets me know that I'm doing a good job. I don't know why I like them so much. I didn't think they'd be important, but I've gotten to a point where they're important to me, so give me some of those. Anyway, take care of yourself. Know that I really care about what's going on with you, and I want to share so you understand you can get through this too if you need to. It's not going to be so hard you can't get through it. Time is hard to move through when you're transitioning, but keep going. One more day, you're going to make it. I care what's going on with you. I care. So just remember that and keep going. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye.